SoFaygo was one of the most talked about up-and-coming rappers entering this year. After seeing viral success on TikTok and a rapidly growing fanbase, in addition to touring with Trippie Redd and then later signing with Travis Scott's label Cactus Jack Records, SoFaygo's hype was crazy just a few months ago. And he still hadn't released a studio album. With only a few mixtapes and short EPs, Faygo had gone from recording songs in his cousin's basement to then being officially labeled as Up Next by Apple Music for his new project Pink Heartz. However, when this debut album finally dropped back in November, Pink Heartz was met with poor reviews from most fans and critics, as well as terrible first-week numbers, literally selling less than 7K first week, which as you could guess has also led to a ton of hate and jokes sent his way online. So how does an artist like SoFaygo go from having so much hype and anticipation, along with again a new distribution deal with Cactus Jack, to now having his debut album flop so hard, and is now firing back at his fans? Well, honestly, I think all of this could have been avoided, as we take a look at SoFaygo's biggest mistake. Or actually, it's more like SoFaygo's biggest mistakes. Cause as we're about to see, there's been a couple big ones he's made. 3 to be exact, with the last one being the most crucial. Now let me just start off by saying that by no means do I think that this is the end of SoFaygo and his music career, like I've seen some people online saying. The guy is only 21 years old. It is way too early to tell. And even though his new project has not been received very well, he is still an extremely talented young artist with some great songs already to his name. But at the same time, selling less than 7K first week is not a good look at all, especially for your debut album. And it gets even worse when you compare his numbers to someone like Yeat, an artist that Faygo was bigger than a year ago.
SoFaygo blew a 3-1 lead on Yeat,
which is the perfect transition into mistake number 1. SoFaygo waited way too long to drop Pink Heartz. SoFaygo killed the hype and momentum he had by waiting almost 2 years between projects. He first began blowing up back in 2020 when his breakout track Knock Knock went viral on TikTok. The Lil Tecca produced song would then receive a Cole Bennett directed music video a few months later in May of 2021, which now has over 50 million views. But rather than trying to capitalize on all of the new attention from still his most popular song, SoFaygo would only drop one single in 2021, Let's Lose Our Minds, along with a solid feature on Trippie Redd's Trip at Night track MP5. I get it, Pink Heartz is SoFaygo's debut album and he didn't want to rush it, but you can't wait 2 years and then expect fans to be equally as hype as they once were, especially as a small artist. Like, you're not Playboi Carti. We see so many up-and-coming artists try this mysterious approach and basically go ghost, and it never ends well for them. However, SoFaygo would also say this when he finally announced Pink Heart's release date. I can't stress enough how ready I am to drop this album. I wasn't in the right mindset at first. With all the expectations and pressure, life became harder and my mood wasn't the greatest. Along with, I have a real life, and sometimes I can't tell my fans everything that's going on, or always post on the internet. Which is understandable, but the sad truth is that in today's day and age with just how much new music is being released and consumed, literally over 100,000 new songs every single day, if you're not dropping at least semi-consistently, then people will forget about you over time. Going back again to Yeat has been doing the complete opposite and has been feeding his fans new projects every few months, which has definitely played a huge role in how popular he's got.
Cause I make so much music, it don't make sense for me to like hold out. Like,
so you are gonna be someone that drops a lot.
Yeah.
Yeat took his wave and turned it into a tsunami. His debut album, Too Alive, would sell 34K first week back in April, while again Pink Heartz sold less than 7K. However, while sales do give us a nice idea of how poppin' an artist really is, I also like to look at the music itself. Is the music good? Since that's all that really matters at the end of the day. Pink Heartz was met with very mixed reviews. Me personally, I don't think it's as bad as some people are saying it is. SoFaygo did choose to go with a more R&B type of sound, which I think definitely turned some fans away.
Where's the rage beats?
Fans were expecting rage beats and hype shit, which there's still a few songs such as the Fire lead single Hell Yeah with Ken Carson, but the majority of this album was slower, more singing type of tracks, which wasn't what most fans were anticipating. But again, there's some fire songs on Pink Heartz in my opinion. It won't make my top albums of the year video coming soon, but I really think this project will grow on fans over time. So now on to mistake number 2. The Pink Heartz rollout was very odd. Besides taking too long, we were told by SoFaygo's manager that there was going to be a quote special rollout for the album. The rollout was both good and bad, but could have been so much better if executed just a little bit differently. Let's start with the good. Faygo released a total of 4 singles for this album. Faygo went on Aiden Ross's stream. Faygo performed on Jimmy Kimmel. One of the album's singles was used in a Beats by Dre commercial with LeBron and Bronny James. And Travis Scott promoted the album on Instagram. Seems like a pretty good rollout, right? Well, let's dive a little deeper. SoFaygo's own promotion he did on his social media pages was very minimal to say the least. It kind of seemed like he thought he was more established than he actually was, and thought his fan base was bigger than it really is. SoFaygo and his team decided to drop all 4 singles for the album on the same day, October 17th. Definitely a unique way of releasing singles, but I guess it's whatever. SoFaygo went on Aiden Ross's stream, which, don't get me wrong, is a great way to promote yourself and your music. But this stream was over 3 weeks before the album was released. A long time for Aiden Ross fans to remember to check out your album. SoFaygo performed his song For Show on Jimmy Kimmel. Typically another great way to gain attention, but viewers would immediately point out how nervous SoFaygo was while performing.
You know me, you know how I am. Only kick it with the real cause I am nothing like.
But also remember this is his first TV performance. One of the Pink Heartz singles, Hell Yeah, was featured in a Beats by Dre commercial with LeBron and Bronny. I don't have anything negative to say about this. I thought the commercial was dope, and we know Bronny's been a fan of SoFaygo and even had him perform at his recent birthday party. Travis Scott promoted Pink Heartz on his Instagram. Kind of. He made a few posts on his story before it dropped, but honestly I'd say Travis promoted Faygo's last EP before Pink more when that dropped back in June. Travis never posted the album on his page after its release, like he did when Don Toliver dropped his debut album. SoFaygo receives lots of hate for signing with Cactus Jack. Back in February of 2021, Faygo became the 4th artist to join the Cactus Jack roster, alongside Travis, Don Toliver, and Sheck Wes.
When Cactus Jack sent me the offer, I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna take this opportunity.
This motherfucker right here is one of the hardest artists of all time. Everybody make some motherfucking noise for motherfucking Faygo in this motherfucker.
However, rumors would later begin spreading that Travis Scott was actually the reason that SoFaygo wasn't dropping any new music, and that he was holding SoFaygo back. With the unfortunate Astroworld Festival incident taking place in November of last year, it seemed like a valid reason for the brief hiatus of all Cactus Jack members. But SoFaygo has since denied these rumors, claiming that he does this shit on his own and on his own terms, and that Cactus Jack has helped him take his career to the next level.
They doing a lot for me and like teaching me a lot.
That's dope. That's super dope.
I'm getting a lot of game from them.
And I stand by saying that signing with Cactus Jack was not a mistake by SoFaygo. Nobody, including Faygo, knew that the Astroworld incident was going to happen. He was signing with one of the biggest names in music at the time, Travis Scott. I'm confident that things like featuring in a Beats commercial with LeBron, performing on Jimmy Kimmel, getting features from Lil Uzi Vert, Gunna, and Don Toliver, working in the studio with Pharrell, receiving placements on some of the biggest playlists, and partnering with Apple Music would not be happening for SoFaygo without the help of Travis and Cactus Jack. However, I did expect to see a Travis feature on Pink Heartz, but as Faygo has said, it's coming in the future.
You know, me and Travis definitely gonna have some fire shit in the future.
Once Travis Scott gets back to releasing his own music and potentially giving Faygo a feature on Utopia, or possibly bringing him on its associated tour as an opener, then we will definitely see SoFaygo benefit even more. They are playing the long game. But now on to the final mistake SoFaygo has made, and arguably the biggest so far in his career. The way he's handled criticism of the album. After seeing the negative response and low streaming numbers for his new album, Faygo would take to his second Instagram account to share some thoughts. After someone commented, "You make it hard to be a fan, bro," Faygo responded on his story, "Then don't be one." Along with, "Rather cut all you fake-ass half-supporters loose and rock with the people who really fuck with me. I'm already up financially. I just need my fans. I don't need critics telling me how to live my life or make my music." But it didn't stop there. After someone joked in Faygo's Discord that Pink Heartz went triple cheeseburgers, Faygo then banned him. Banned, bitch, watch that mouth. Which, all of this is not a real good look for SoFaygo, and has only led to even more criticism online. I know it may seem like something little, but as a rapper, man, you should never respond or fire back at people online. It just always makes you look so bad. As soon as you acknowledge the trolls and haters, you are giving them exactly what they want: attention.
Yeah, you just want attention.
All they are trying to do is get under your skin. And by firing back, you are showing that what they are saying is actually getting to you. And saying stuff like, "I'm up financially," can easily come off as egotistical to some fans. As we've seen with recent rappers like Roddy Ricch, Chance the Rapper, and DaBaby, for example, who have all also responded to online hate in a similar fashion, it never ends well for the artist. I get it, we're all human, but anyone with even the slightest bit of clout is going to have people who hate. You just have to learn to ignore them and keep it moving. It's sad that the new trend is to hate on SoFaygo. I'm not making this video to just sit here and trash on him as an artist. I'm actually a big fan of Faygo and his music. And like he said, who am I to tell him how to live his life? I haven't made $1 million yet, but if you haven't listened to Pink Heartz, I definitely recommend checking it out. At only 21 years old, it is still way too early to label SoFaygo's career as over, or to say that signing with Cactus Jack was a bad move. However, the response to his latest album is proof that SoFaygo has made a few missteps in these past few months. Hopefully he can learn from all of this and bounce back with his next project.